If you could understand just one idea about money, one single concept that quietly separates the people who build wealth from the people who never do, it would be this: the difference between an asset and a liability. It sounds simple. It sounds almost too basic to matter. And yet most people spend their entire lives getting it backwards, buying the wrong things with the right money, and wondering why they never get ahead. So let's define it cleanly, in a way you'll never forget. An asset puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out. That's the whole rule. It doesn't matter how nice something looks, how impressive it is, or what other people call it. If it feeds you money, it's an asset. If it drains money from you, it's a liability. The rich spend their lives buying the first kind. Most people spend their lives buying the second, while genuinely believing they're building wealth. Here's where it gets uncomfortable, because a lot of things you've been taught to see as achievements are actually liabilities in disguise. The expensive car in the driveway, it doesn't pay you anything. It costs you fuel, insurance, repairs, and it loses value every single year. It looks like success, but financially it's a hole your money quietly pours into. The bigger house you stretch to afford, the one that eats a huge share of your income in payments and upkeep and gives you nothing back. That's not building wealth either. It might feel like it, but by the only definition that matters, it's taking, not giving. Now compare that to what the wealthy accumulate. A rental property that sends rent into their account every month. A slice of a business that pays them a share of the profits. Shares in companies that grow in value and pay dividends. These things put money into their pockets while they sleep. And crucially, they use the income from those assets to fund their lifestyle. So the fun stuff, the nice things, are paid for by their assets, not by draining their own paycheck. That's the quiet machine behind almost every fortune. The wealthy buy assets first. Then they let those assets pay for their liabilities. The average person does the reverse. They buy liabilities first with their own money and never get around to owning any real assets at all. Same income, opposite pattern, wildly different outcome over a lifetime. Let me show you the two paths side by side. Someone gets a raise. Person 1 immediately upgrades their lifestyle. A newer car, a bigger apartment, more expensive habits. Every one of those is a liability, each one now pulling more money out of their pocket every month. Their expenses rose to match their income, and they're no closer to freedom than before. Person 2 takes that same raise and buys an asset, an investment, a piece of a business, something that pays them back. Their income now has a second source that doesn't depend on their job. Do this over and over, for years, and person 2 slowly builds an army of little income streams, while person 1 just builds bigger bills. And here's the part that compounds the whole thing. Assets can buy more assets. The money your first asset pays you can be used to buy a second one. That one pays you too, and now you can buy a third. Each asset makes the next one easier to acquire. It's a snowball, but it only ever starts rolling if you buy that very first asset instead of the shiny liability sitting next to it on the shelf. This is why two people earning identical salaries can end up in completely different financial universes. It was never really about income. It was about what they did with each dollar, whether they fed it to things that paid them back or handed it to things that quietly drained them. The rich aren't necessarily earning more. They're just relentlessly, almost boringly consistent about one rule: buy assets, avoid liabilities dressed up as success. So here's the one rule the rich never break, and the one you can start applying today. Before you buy anything significant, ask a single honest question. Will this put money into my pocket or take money out? If it pays you, it's building your freedom. If it drains you, it's building someone else's. You don't have to give up nice things forever. You just have to earn them from your assets instead of your paycheck. Master that one distinction, apply it patiently for years, and you'll quietly cross to the side of the line almost nobody ever reaches.